I've got some good news, Father.
Excellent. I knew you'd make me proud.
I found 2 new crew members, and they reported to Diego.
Yes, I saw them. I hope they perform better than they look.
I think it would be impossible not to.
Although you've done well, I wanted you to find me 3 men.
I'm working on recruiting the 3rd one.
The task will not be complete until you do.
I found a wealthy merchant who wants to charter the ship. Thomas Briscoe.
Ah yes, I have heard of him. What cargo does he want us to transport?
There is no cargo. Briscoe wants to charter the ship to search for the Golden Turtle.
Morgane, no. This will be a fool's errand. Men have been chasing that fantasy forever.
But if his money's good...
I could still become a laughingstock.
That will never happen, Captain.
I have some great news, Papa. Uncle Eduardo may still be alive.
It will just be another rumor. Pay no attention.
The landlord of the inn told me himself.
An innkeeper's fancy. I have been hearing such tales since he was first lost at sea. Don't get your hopes up over nothing.
But... Yes, Father.
I'm a little disappointed, Morgane.
Why, Papa? You gave me the responsibility, and I did what I thought was best.
For a start, you should never take notice of idle gossip. But the job you found for us...
I said it was a mistake, Captain.
Chasing around the seas with a crazy merchant is a stupid idea.
I may be a little crazy, but anyone who sails the seas has to be that way. My wife, of course, thinks I'm completely crazy, but I like to think of myself as eccentric.
You, I take it, are Thomas Briscoe.
And I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Captain Castillo. My fine children are now in a position to run my business, and I have time to spare for this quest.
And the gold?
It's a down payment to show that my intentions are of the highest order. The Golden Turtle is real, and when we find it together, we shall become famous.
Morgane, I'm sorry for being so harsh. This may well be a profitable trip after all.
Thank you, Papa.
Excellent. When do we set sail?
On the next tide. Morgane, you found this charter, so I'm going to let you continue as acting captain.
Oh, Papa! I won't let you down.
That's not wise, Captain.
Diego, have a little faith, will you? Now, ready the ship for the journey.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Senor Briscoe?
Yes, Captain?
What is the first course of action in our quest?
That is why we needed the map. I'm sure that clues to the whereabouts of the Golden Turtle will be found on Hollow Island.
What's the name on the top of the map?
Bucklebury Tanner is the man who drew up the map.
Why is the navigation line between the 2 islands so twisty? No sailor would take a ship along a course like that.
I have no idea why it would be that way. I may be a seafaring merchant, but I'm no navigator.
What connection do you think there is on Hollow Island?
That is what we must find out. This will be a voyage of discovery for all of us.
Do you know anything about this man, Dan?
I managed to find out a little. He used to be a great explorer, apparently, and he once lived on Crab Island.
That's it?
I said it was a little information.
Are you sure you're not wasting your money? Crab Island. That's on the way to Hollow Island.
What of it?
We should stop off there first. We should find out as much as we can about Tanner.
I'm sure that's completely unnecessary. I'm sure that Hollow Island has the answers we need.
Of course, it's your time and money, but we know so little about what we're looking for. As a businessman, I'm sure you'd want to know everything you could before making a deal.
You're absolutely right. I was being too hasty. It does make more sense to visit Crab Island first. You have a fine daughter, Castillo.
Thank you, Senor Briscoe. Now we've settled our destination. If you find Diego, he'll show you your cabin. I have a feeling that Uncle Eduardo was supposed to have been sighted on Crab Island.
I'm sure I should attend to my captain duties.
I'm not stupid, Morgane. If I find that you're searching for Uncle Eduardo at the expense of Briscoe's quest, I'll be angry.
Yes, Papa.
Now, go and captain the ship and make me a proud father.
Status report! All stations! Where do you want to go? Let's sail away. Razzo is a cautious guy, but I think he'll work out well. Razzo,
Yes, Capitan.
you do know that I'm only acting captain.
Of course. But it doesn't matter. Protocols got to be observed.
Do you have any idea where we should begin?
It's the middle of the night. We ain't got many options. You ask me, we should wait till morning.
Tell me what you did before joining our crew, Razzo.
Ain't not a lot to tell, ma'am. I work a lot of cargo ships since I was a boy. It's all I know. I'm pretty good in the rigging, me being small like.
Is this your first pirate ship?
Aye, Capitan. And I ain't no cutthroat, me.
I know you're friends with Carlo, but was I wise to take him on?
He ain't no beauty, that's for sure. And he's pretty dumb. But he'll work all day, he will. Whatever you think of us, we will never let you down, Capitan.
What a dumb-looking blonde. I don't know what it is, but I have a complete aversion to those with more beauty than brains. Even Carlo doesn't fall into that category. Good evening. I'm Captain Morgane from the Winsome Maid.
Sonia Bond! Yeah, that's it. I know it's dark, and maybe I shouldn't say so, but you look an awful lot like a woman.
That's because I am a woman, fool.
I don't understand. How does a stupid woman get to be a captain?
Can we just ask you some questions?
Of course. Say, are you a woman too? If you are, you sure are ugly.
Just answer our questions. I'm looking for information about a man called Tanner.
Sorry, what was that? I drifted away for a moment.
Do you know anything about Tanner?
Do I look like I'm rich? I have no money at all.
What?
Tanner is slang for sixpence. She don't know nothing.
Do you know anything about Uncle Eduardo?
Did you ever meet my Uncle Tremaine? He's a great guy. He once bought me a whole new wardrobe for the summer season, but I don't know why. I didn't have any new clothes to put in it.
Uncle Eduardo?
I heard that he was fond of inns. Why not try asking him there?
Why are you standing around the dockside late at night?
My father sent me here for a long stand. I've been here ages, and I've not found one yet.
Tell your father that he'll find one in the place he keeps his elbow grease.
Wow, you're so helpful.
Good evening, miss.
Captain, if you will.
It's getting very late. We're going to be closing soon.
I hope my business doesn't take too long then. Hello, my name's Morgane.
Good evening, and welcome to the Buckleberry. I'm Anita, the owner.
Why is the inn called the Buckleberry?
It's named after Buckleberry Tanner.
Have you been here long?
More than 20 years. But I've been running it on my own for the past 6.
Your husband died?
Ran away. He accidentally killed a guard captain, but the guard said it was murder.
What can you tell me about Buckleberry Tanner?
He was a great explorer who settled on Crab Island before my time. He was buried over in the graveyard of the ancients.
Tell me more.
He must have been highly thought of because a memorial statue was erected over the grave.
Can you tell me where the graveyard is?
I'm useless with directions, honey. If you had a map of the island, I could show you where it is.
I'll try to find one. I heard that Uncle Eduardo was seen on this island.
He stayed right here in the inn for weeks.
How long ago was he here?
He only left in the last couple of days, but I don't know exactly when. I see Captain was in here looking for him about the same time. Short, mean-looking guy.
This is great news. Thank you.
Excuse me for saying, darling, but you look familiar. Who are you?
I told you. Morgane. Morgane Castillo.
Ah, that makes sense. You must be Alessandro's daughter.
You know my father.
I knew him many years ago, before he got married. Tell him there'll be a warm welcome here anytime he cares to drop in.
I'm sure he wouldn't be interested. These matches?
You want them? You can have them all if you like.
Just one box will do.
Some idiot convinced me to have them made up, but no one would buy them. Now I'm having to give them away.
Perhaps you'll start a new trend. Hello, I'm Captain Morgane.
Good evening.
Why don't you show your face?
It is best for all concerned if I keep it hidden.
Don't tell me. You've been known to scare children?
I've been known to scare wolves.
What's your name?
I am afraid that I tell no one my name.
It sounds like you have something to hide.
Everyone has something to hide. Some of us more than others.
Or you could just be crazy enough to murder us in our beds?
Perhaps that's something you'll never discover.
What can you tell me about Buckleberry Tanner?
Some say that he meddled with things he shouldn't have. Like the golden turtle.
You know about the turtle?
The only time people ask about Tanner is when they're looking for the golden turtle. I will say nothing more on the matter.
Have you seen Uncle Eduardo?
There's little that passes me by unnoticed. He was here in the inn for weeks.
Did something happen to him?
He suddenly left with a mean-looking captain I know nothing about.
What do you know about Anita?
She's a good woman, that one. Who else would put up with my strange ways if things were different? But let me say this. It would be best if Alessandro doesn't come near.
My father doesn't take kindly to threats.
But you don't want it any more than I.
Do you know where to find the graveyard of the ancients?
I never venture from the town. I have no idea where it may be.
How strange. The painter has used a real hairpin in the picture. Jackpot machine. I think it's some kind of gambling device. The instructions say that if I put a doubloon in the slot, I get a chance to win a prize. Perhaps I can get one from Papa. Why do I get the feeling that this is just the start of a long, slippery slope? I have no doubloons. Where do you want to go? Papa?
Yes, Morgane?
Thank you for letting me prove myself.
As long as you realize that this is a serious matter,
Yes, Papa. I know that the sea is a dangerous place.
then conduct this quest as if you were the captain of the Winsome Maid. I will only interfere if the ship or the crew are in danger. You can come to me at any time for advice, but the less you do, the more highly I will think of your captaincy.
I need a doubloon, Papa.
Here you are. Just don't use it to get drunk.
Where do you want to go? I want something. It looks like a bottle of strong alcohol. I want something. Nothing's falling out. Maybe the bottle I won was the only one left. Oh, this game is a complete rip-off. It worked. The hairpin came free. I can't imagine what this alcohol would do to me if I drank it. I think that's an improvement. But now she looks like my old grandmother. It's too dark to do anything. I can't take it with me. It's fixed in place. I hope the alcohol burns well enough.
Wait, isn't this stealing?
Think of it as liberating the map from its confinement.
I must get used to these pirate ways.
Besides, the map's out of date. It's time they had a new one drawn up. Anita?
Yes. Morgane?
Can you tell me where the graveyard is?
I'm useless.
Can you point out the graveyard, please?
Let me see. That's where you'll find it.
Thank you. We should head over there straight away.
Well, I think the best course of action would be to get a good night's sleep and visit in the morning.
Grow a spine, Razzo, or I'll start calling you Mauso. This plaque says a little about Tanner's life. The statue was erected in memory of Buckleberry Tanner, explorer and adventurer. Among his many achievements was his discovery of Hollow Island. Many rumors abound concerning the existence of a treasure map he created. They're so beautiful. Wanted, John Black Lagoon, Frank Einstein, Drake Ulha. I've never heard of any of them. They must be local thugs. The end of the cylinder looks like it should come off. The flowers are dissolving in the alcohol. It smells very sweet. I caught a firefly.
Perhaps you can mount it as a trophy on the wall of your cabin.
Perhaps you can scrub the decks for the next 6 months.
Now that looks scary.
The statue's telescope has a lens in the end. That seems weird. This fence is just decorative, but a couple of the ironwork pieces are loose. I may not have ammunition, but I'm pleased I carry these pistols. Brazzo, can you help me, please? I'd like to check something on the telescope.
Is that an order?
If you want me to make it one. I can see something. It's a combination of some kind.
I hope I don't have to do that too often.
Perhaps not every day. I can spin the circular outlines with my makeshift gripping tool. Let's try it and see what happens.
Hey, you did it, Capitan!
Did you ever doubt I would?
Oh, no, of course not!
I have no idea what it could fit. I have no idea what it could fit. It looks like half of a broken stone disc. There are strange markings across the surface. I have no idea what it could be, but I'm sure it must be important. There's no telling how long it might have been there. Look at this, Razzo.
I've not seen that island before.
Neither have I. I wonder what the letter B means.
Do you think that map we found is Tana's treasure map?
It could be, but if so, we need more information before it makes complete sense.
Where will we find that?
Probably on Hollow Island, where we're heading next. But this shows I was right to come to Crab Island first. Briscoe is sure to be pleased with this.